This is a game in the King's Indian defense, and I like this game because it most accurately embodies the class struggle. So, this game was played by Jumesi versus Svitan, Chiasso 1994. White's trying to maneuver their knight to the other side and attack on the queen side. Whereas Black's plan is to attack on the king side. So this is one idea to try to stop the attack on the king side, and White's trying to block things up. Black plays g5. The other option is taking, which has not scored very well for Black. And after takes, we have a game here from Lutz Fedorovich, 1988. Sorry, h6. And White has better play here than Black. So Black goes with g5. Now White's trying to cover the h4 square because the knight's going to threaten to go there pretty soon. And now Black's trying to open up the king side. White wants to be able to capture back with the h-pawn. This is a good defensive move. It's trying to maneuver the bishop and get the queen to be able to travel to the king side. White wants to be able to meet rook h7 with rook h1. Queen f8, exclam. This move is really good. First, it doubles on the f file. Second, it prepares the queen to come to h6, if need be, to attack on the king side. And it also prepares to allow the bishop to come to d8, where it serves as a better defensive piece. And notice this bishop's no longer in the way, so that's a good thing. So White plays knight to b5, but you can see that queen f8 is a good move because just queen c2 would be a bad blunder. After takes, check. Black gets a better attack and opens up the position. So after knight b5, the c7 pawn's attack, so Black plays bishop d8, a4, bishop d7. And it was this position that I thought most acutely embodied the class struggle, so I thought it was worth putting on YouTube because you can see the competing ideas and the subtleties which are necessary to gain the slightest advantage in this position. So you have one extreme on the queen side and one extreme on the king side, and these are clashing ideologies and types of play. So White plays knight c3. They repeat the moves, a few moves, and Black decides to go for a win with a6. So immediately White makes a mistake. And b5, this is actually really a subtle mistake because it's hard to understand why this doesn't work. But after pawn takes b5, we realize that the pawn cannot be captured back immediately. So first if takes, then we have takes. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, I meant to sacrifice the knight. Takes, check. And Black is definitely better off here. Their attack on the king side has happened much more quickly through tactics than White's attack on the queen side. So, same thing. We get a similar variation after knight takes b5. So after this move, white plays rook to b1, thinking they could capture the a4 pawn back without too much trouble. But it looks like white's already losing in this position. a3 exclam. Black is trying to distract white and draw the pieces away from the king side. So that black can attack on the king side. This game actually ends in a draw, but black had a win, except they made a tactical blunder. So we'll see what happens, but this pawn very soon becomes a queen. c6, a2 exclam. Rook a7. And now knight h4 check. And this move is another exclam because the bishop can't capture the knight, because the rook would hang, and notice how the d7 bishop is also hanging, but the pawn on a2 is still being close to being queened. So here, white plays takes. I don't think they'd want to take the bishop here. And I think this would be pretty strong after g4. Black has a good attack. That'll be worth a piece. So in this position, black's bishop is hanging, and they sacrifice it again. So bishop takes g4, exclam, f takes g4, f3. And now if bishop takes, then we have knight takes e4, which is a winning combination. So if bishop takes, takes, and queen. And if we have knight takes, it looks like this is pretty strong too. Actually, I like rook takes better. And it's still very hard for white to survive. So they can't queen trade, and they have to stop this pawn from promoting, so there's really no way to stop both threats, and black wins. The second threat being checkmate on g2. Okay, so here white plays rook takes f3. And after knight takes f3, bishop takes, knight takes e4. This was the one move that prevented black from winning. Knight takes d5 was the winning move, but we'll see that after the tactics, white ends up being able to set up a fortress that's impenetrable. But one interesting point is that you can see how the complexity of the class struggle is embodied in this game. Just one, even though black made 5 exclams throughout the first 35 moves, just one subtle error and it's a draw. So chess is a really good metaphor for politics for that reason, because it's so complicated. Okay, so knight takes, knight takes e4. Bishop takes e4. Check here. King takes. Queen g2, takes c3. There's probably a similar fortress after queen takes a7. So queen takes c3, bishop e3, queen c2 check, knight f2, queen e2, bishop a7, king f8, king g3, queen a6, bishop e3, queen e2, bishop a7. So the players agreed to a draw here because there is no way for black to make progress.